Welcome to Trending Update USA. I am Steffan, and tonight we close the year with a story wrapped in emotion, pride, gratitude, and the beautiful human side of elite sport. As the 2025 tennis season comes to an end, Coco Gauff stands not just as one of America's brightest athletic icons, but as a young woman who has navigated pressure, expectations, global fame, and personal evolution with a grace that continues to win admiration far beyond the tennis community. And tonight, a warm message from her boyfriend, Jalen, is capturing attention across social media, adding a heartfelt dimension to the way fans are processing Coco's emotional farewell to the 2025 season. This story is no longer only about tennis, it's about support systems, love, balance, and the unseen strength behind one of the biggest names in world sports. Coco Gauff ended her 2025 campaign on a profoundly reflective note. After a year filled with triumphs, heartbreaks, breakthroughs, tough losses, and unforgettable battles, she took to social media to express her gratitude to fans, her team, and the people who have stayed close to her through the highs and lows. Her message was honest and emotional, acknowledging how the season pushed her physically and mentally, but also how much she grew from it. She wrote about the weight of expectations, the moments where she doubted herself, the times she felt invincible on court, and the nights she felt overwhelmed by pressure. Yet, she finished her message by emphasizing pride in her efforts, pride in her evolution, and pride in the journey, even when the path became heavy. The tennis world reacted immediately, with fans, fellow players, coaches, analysts, and celebrities posting their own words of encouragement. But among all the responses, one stood out and rapidly went viral across platforms like Instagram, X, and TikTok. Jalen, Coco Gauff's boyfriend, shared a warm, touching message that resonated deeply with fans. His words highlighted not just admiration for Coco as an athlete but appreciation for her as a person, her resilience, her kindness, her discipline, her imperfections, and her heart. At a time when athletes often face judgment, scrutiny, and constant pressure, Jalen's message provided a refreshing look into the emotional, supportive relationship behind the scenes. He wrote about watching Coco train when no one was watching, seeing her push past fatigue, frustration, soreness, and doubt. He praised the way she carries her responsibilities at a young age, balancing fame with humility. He described how proud he felt seeing her compete, regardless of the outcome, and how amazed he was at the level of commitment she shows to her craft. His message wasn't framed as a celebration of trophies, rankings, or statistics. It was a celebration of character. It captured the humanity behind the highlight reels and reminded audiences that even global stars need to feel supported, understood, and appreciated beyond their performance. Fans immediately seized on the authenticity of the message. Social media filled with comments about how rare it is to see such emotionally grounded support publicly expressed in the world of professional sports, especially at the highest level where private life is often kept behind a thick curtain. Many fans wrote that the message felt real, healthy, and genuine, and praised the couple for keeping their relationship low drama, low noise, and rooted in respect. Some commented that professional athletes often appear surrounded by fans and media but remain isolated emotionally, making strong personal relationships especially meaningful. Coco herself reacted to Jalen's words with a heartfelt response, acknowledging how much his support meant to her throughout the demanding 2025 calendar. Observers have noted for months that Jalen has been present at several key tournaments, either cheering in the stands or maintaining his presence quietly in the background. Sources close to the player camp revealed that he has become a key emotional stabilizer for Coco, someone who helps ground her during stressful stretches of the season. While Coco's parents, team, and friends remain central pillars of her life, her relationship with Jalen adds a new layer of emotional reinforcement that fans have grown increasingly curious about. As Coco's profile rises across sports, lifestyle, and global media, the public's fascination with her personal journey continues to stretch beyond tennis courts. Yet, she has handled the visibility with maturity, navigating fame without sacrificing authenticity. That stability becomes more understandable when considering the circle of people she chooses to keep close, and Jalen's message highlights exactly why he has become such a significant part of that circle. The emotional end-of-season note Coco shared also reflects the psychological intensity of the year. 2025 demanded everything from her. She played some of the best tennis of her career, but she also endured emotional turbulence. From Grand Slam battles that went to the brink, to high-stakes WTA events, to intense rivalries with Aryna Sabalenka, Iga Swiatek, Elena Rybakina, Naomi Osaka, and Jessica Pegula, every chapter of her season carried weight. Her schedule was packed, expectations soared, and the spotlight followed her everywhere she went, on the court, on social media, during press sessions, and even during charity appearances. Experts have repeatedly highlighted how uniquely stressful the pressure is for someone in her position. Coco is not only competing at the top of women's tennis but also serving as a cultural figure, role model, and representative of a new generation of athletes navigating the intersection of sports, media, and social influence. Every win amplifies expectations. Every loss invites analysis. Yet throughout 2025, she maintained a level of maturity that shows just how well she understands the responsibility that comes with such visibility. That's why her emotional season-ending message resonated so strongly. It wasn't just an athlete delivering a standard reflection. It was a human moment, expressed with vulnerability. She acknowledged how difficult the year had been, how grateful she was for her supporters, and how proud she remained despite any stumbles along the way. For many athletes, admitting vulnerability publicly feels risky, but Coco's transparency strengthened her connection with fans. The narrative grew richer with Jalen's response, because it offered a personal layer that fans don't often see. His message highlighted the emotional labor that Coco invests beyond the court: the early morning practices, the late-night recovery routines, the meticulous planning, the mental resets after losses, and the effort to maintain balance amid a demanding lifestyle. Many fans commented that the message gave them perspective, reminding them that athletes aren't machines. They're individuals confronting complex pressures every single day. The conversation spread quickly across TikTok edits, Instagram story reposts, and fan pages. Sports commentators began discussing the importance of support systems in elite sport, with some drawing parallels to the relationships of other major tennis stars who relied heavily on emotional grounding from loved ones. Analysts emphasize that in high-pressure environments, personal stability can translate into competitive resilience, and Coco's camp appears to be built on exactly that. Meanwhile, several WTA athletes, including peers who have grown up competing against Coco since junior days, sent messages of congratulations, encouragement, and admiration. In the tennis world, friendships and rivalries often coexist in complex ways, but with Coco, the respect is universal. Players appreciate her sportsmanship, her poise, and her consistent willingness to uplift others. Many wrote that they were proud of the year she delivered and were excited to see what she will bring in 2026. As for fans, they have been celebrating Coco's growth, not just her results. Many wrote that her end-of-year message and Jalen's emotional tribute added a dimension that deepened their admiration. It's becoming clear that Coco is more than a top-tier athlete. She is a narrative, a generational figure, and an individual who represents resilience wrapped in youth, determination polished by experience, and humility shaped by the weight of extraordinary expectations. Now, as she transitions into her off-season training block, Coco is expected to rest, recover, refine, and strategize. Her team will evaluate her 2025 performance, identify tactical areas to strengthen, and prepare a blueprint for the 2026 campaign. Coaches and analysts expect her to approach the next season with renewed energy, building on the strong foundation she laid this year. And undoubtedly, the emotional support she continues to receive, especially from people like Jalen, will play a vital role in helping her maintain balance and confidence in the months ahead. Tonight, Coco Gauff closes the season with pride. Her boyfriend's warm message closes the year with love. And fans close the year with admiration. As she sets her sights on 2026, one thing remains certain: Coco's story is far from finished. In fact, it may be only beginning its most compelling chapter. And that is our story tonight on Trending Update USA. I am Steffan, and as always, thank you for joining us.